Okay. Should be good to go here. And in theory, this should all be set up. Doing it a little bit at an odd time this week, starting a little early, because originally I was going to do this yesterday, and then I stayed up super late streaming Old Republic, and didn't feel like not getting any sleep. Plus last week we had to cut it off a little bit early because there's a storm that blew through that started causing some internet issues, and I didn't want the stream to randomly cut out, so I was like, you know what, we'll start this a little bit early today, get a little bit of extra time in to make up for last week, and try and make some progress once this thing decides to load. Any day now. This initial loading screen always seems to take forever. Like, I don't know. After this, it's fine, but that first loading screen just takes itself an age to load in. Don't really have any mods running either, so I don't know what the issue is. Are you good, game? Maybe? I'm hearing some music. Alright, we're back. I think last time... Yeah, we'd popped back here and started clearing out some of the other rifts that we hadn't been able to clear out previously. So I think right now, there's that rift down here and the one here. Let's go see if we can finish clearing these out. If we're lucky, and yeah, we had these wolves that were... Oh, wait, now they're hostile. Last time there were some giant wolves that were following me around with glowing green eyes that were friendly. These wolves appear to be hostile though, so I think we'll give them some room, and also try to give the potential bears some room. This is that area that it keeps just throwing infinite bears at me. Alright, into the caves, looking for this rift. It should be right around here. Yeah, a little farther down. I think it's this right here. If we manage to make it over here without running into 15 bears, that would be amazing. Alright. We're still technically a little underleveled for this. Let's real quick just give a look over, make sure we don't have anything else we can do to give anybody an edge up, because we tried this last time, and oh man, did it not go well. Weapons. Okay, so you're using Hayden's Razor, and this Masterwork Stiletto? Wait, you're not using Hayden's Razor. Ah, Warrior only. Got it. Rare Greatsword. That is not a weapon for you. You do have the most efficient thing equipped. Armor. Can we give you this? Warrior only. Is rogue only but level 9. Okay. I guess you are using the best thing you have available, which isn't very good. We might need to craft some armor or something, or buy some armor for her. Ice staff, that'll do. Okay, this is an upgrade. Not a huge upgrade, but it is an upgrade. And then accessories, we don't have anything. Alright, well. It's the best we've got available. Hey boss, how's it going? Yes, at least the armors aren't all... Man, imagine if they were exclusive to Hawk. I want at least one armor in this game that just says can only be worn by Hawk. Even with no Hawk in this game. Just like... Just one in there, just like, nah, just for old time's sake. Okay. Ow. Oh my lord. Well, that's a problem. How do you pause the game? It's not space. That's not good. Forgetting my controls again, because it's been a while. Oh, revive him, get him up. Okay, ideally, I could have sworn it was it P? No, that's not it. Oh god, I can't even remember the controls, we're screwed. Okay, hold up. Yeah, alright, that's no good. Hold up, we're just gonna reload the save here. If I don't have the controls, that's not gonna work. Alright, how do we pause combat? Is that not a thing in this one? Am I completely losing my mind? There should be a combat pause though, correct? Key bindings. Auto attack. Pause, unpause is control. Ah, okay. Let's try that again now that I know what button. Yeah, there we go. I need to press if I need the game to temporarily stop what so that I can fix my characters. Oh my god. Well, Sarah's dead. I'm basically dead. This is not going particularly well. Sarah's dead a second time. The music's dead. Okay, where the hell is... Oh, I'm dead again. I'm not sure this is gonna work.
I can't do this alone.
Yeah, I don't actually know if we're gonna be able to do this right now. I mean, we're still like 4 levels under the recommended for this. Yeah, I'm thinking this might be a no-go. Because that ice thing is just absolutely wrecking me. Alright. Yeah. We might as well just come back later. I was hoping maybe because I'd gotten the upgraded armor for my character. Oh, good lord, it's the bears again. Alright, hold up. Forget that for now. We will continue on with the main quest, and we'll come back here like once we hit actually, closer to level 12. I think most of my party's still level 7, so that's still a little low. Threat remains. We need to go back to Haven's Chantry, head to the war room, return to Haven. Alright. World map. Haven. Check in with the main quest a little bit. We did go back to Val Royeaux last time, picked everybody up, and now we've got to go see what we want to do next. We had the offer from the mages to come meet them in Redcliffe, which I would like to do. Probably do the Rift now if you really want it. Yeah, oh yeah, it would be a grind. You'd mostly just be waiting until, like, the AI did something stupid. Like, I could probably do it if I just sat there and, like, kept going over and over again until the, enemy AI made bad decisions, but that's, yeah, not a particularly fun method. It might also be worth looking at, seeing if we could get some better armor for, for you two. What do we got for armor for you? Yeah, this is better. Let's get that. Let's get a helmet of some kind here. 11, 10. Okay, I hate that. Oh, I really hate that. Okay, so we're going with this. Do we have a better weapon for her at all? No? No. So her weapons are better. Nothing to make there. Vivienne. Battle mage armor. Give me some stats. No. Stats. She's as good as she's getting for now. So.
Those are the forging tools of an
Actually,
apprentice.
wait. Everything I can sell? Yeah. Alright, fine. We've got some better armor for Sarah, at least. Which should be useful. I don't think there's anything else I need to take care of up
So we
here
heretics
other
just
than
like
just
that.
pop it
Should
in.
we surrender or don't be
Oh, hello.
It's
Cut.
good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in a city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
Yeah, at least we made contact, that's true.
At least we know how to approach the mages and Templars now.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
Must choose soon. Wait, what? Is this like a... Am I making a final decision here? Hey Reavers, how's it going? Oh yeah, KOTOR 2 is super fun. If you haven't seen KOTOR 2 before, oh man, super fun. Great game. Slight side note here, on the topic of Knights of the Old Republic. I don't know if any of you guys saw this, but there was just an article that came out, I've seen it in a couple of different places. I think I've seen, Kotaku and a couple other places. Like, I think Forbes even covered this. The Switch version of Knights of the Old Republic 2 that just was released like 2 weeks ago, whatever that was, 3 weeks ago, is currently potentially unbeatable. Apparently there is a glitch that has common enough. I guess people have said it's possible to not have this happen, but it's extremely common, like 90% or higher chance of this happening, of a crash after a specific cutscene in the game that just makes the game impossible to continue. And apparently Aspyr knew about that when they released the game and just released it anyway and didn't say anything. So that's kind of crappy. And it's halfway, 3/4 of the way through the game, so you're going to be like 20 some hours in or more before you find out about it. So, at the moment, can't say I would necessarily recommend the Switch port, which is a bit of a bummer because it's a really great game. It's just unfortunate that apparently they didn't properly play test this and QA it before they released it. So, just wanted to bring that up because it does kind of suck, and I had been specifically playing Knights of the Old Republic because of that Switch release that was coming up, and apparently the Switch release isn't in a particularly playable state right now. So just wanted to mention that. Only lock them when I make a war table decision. Okay, good deal. Well, let's meet the mages first. We met the Templars once. We can go meet the mages.
I could at least find out what the mages want.
No doubt what they've always wanted. Support for their cause.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
Okay, you think it's a trap, or...
You think the invitation could be some kind of trap?
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave,
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
Okay. Other options. What have you got for me?
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
Okay. That does sound suspicious. Also, you knew the Grey Wardens in Ferelden pretty well. So what's up?
That does sound odd, I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if you can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
Okay, so I think we heard about this, didn't we? That one of the quests I had. Hinterlands, business arrangements. Front Tanner in Redcliffe Village. Okay. Yep. Bring the thing, decorative gems, fade rifts closed. Inner Circle, what is this? Lone Warden. Blackwall in the Hinterlands. Okay, maybe we'll go take care of that. And then... Hushed Whispers. Travel to Redcliffe and make contact with mages, and head to the War Room. Let's go see what we've got going on here. Kind of disappointed you couldn't romance Vivian. Yeah, I'm a little surprised at how limited the romance options are in this game. Like, there aren't
Have you
all
had
that
any
many.
trouble with them?
Not at all. I will inform you if that changes.
Okay. How many... Okay, I have one perk available. Let's see... Deft hands, fine tools. I need 4 points in the category. I want that as soon as possible, so let's start getting this moving. 10% chance to receive extra herbs, new dialogue related to Fate or Arcane Studies. Get that moving. So next perk we get, we can actually open up Deft Hands, Fine Tools, so we can get some of the tougher locks open. Is this the only upgrade for locks, it looks like? Interesting. Okay, so once we get that, I don't really need to worry about it anymore, hopefully. That would be very nice. What do we got going on here? Why can I not look at the table? Take me down to the table. Ah, here we go. Alright. Kind of just, your romances are pretty great. I'm glad, I mean, I know a lot of people that really enjoy them. It just seems odd that there are as few available as there are. Red Jenny Inquisition needs bees? I don't know how someone would come to this idea, but I can see the use. It's a large area to search, however. You know what ruins a party? Bees. I know a man who teaches how to jar them. Safe but angry. Stingy. No good for honey, but great for throwing. He's somewhere south. Okay. We've received weapon plans and located an apiary to supply us when the idea was presented to the beekeeper. Scented his fingers and sneered, of course, quite disturbing. Jar of bees. Grenade recipe. Okay. Bees. Bees indeed. Alright, completed secrets. Rescue soldiers. Okay. Scout the Storm Coast. So this is all done. Gather coin. The Cult of Andraste. Before the Fifth Blight and the arrival of the hero of Ferelden, Haven was occupied by cultists who worshipped a dragon, one they believed to be Andraste reborn. Both the cultists and their dragon were long gone by the time the Chantry arrived to build the Temple of Sacred Ashes, but there may still be undiscovered passage in the mountains containing their relics. With the concerted effort might be possible to unearth something useful. Yeah, we'll send Liliana, because I don't know if she was there, but she knew the people that were there. Incredible how many passages remained undiscovered after the Chantry's arrival, and they scoured every inch of these mountains for years in search of anything related to the sacred ashes. The cult didn't build all of this, it was here long before, and who knows how many years it would take to find it all. Of the new passages uncovered during the search, most were long empty or contained goods far beyond salvage. A few, however, yielded some artifacts of interest, and one evidently contained strange runes we have yet to translate. If we can find someone capable of doing it, they may prove of use to us. And a life ward amulet. Alright. Wait, we've got another one? I guess continue.
Let's see what we have.
Interesting, the runes are all Marian origin, belonging to the tribes that inhabited Ferelden for almost 1,000 years ago. What is of greater interest, however, is that none of the runes translate intelligibly, meaning it is all in code. According to the translators, a reference to the Guardian also indicates an island off the northern coast. Most curious, I'll continue translation efforts in the hope we can narrow this down further. I got 61 gold. I'm assuming that this is normally something that you slowly unlock over time, because I have the instant war table thing. But yeah, let's go ahead and just see what we can do with this. The Almeri runes found in the mountain passages outside Haven have finally given up more of their secrets, pointing to one of the larger islands off the northern coast. The island is quite large and covered in dense wilderness, so searching it will be an involved process. According to the runes, however, there should be some connection to the original disciple of Andraste and the guardian of the sacred ashes. I'm assuming that would be the dragon.
Let's see what we have.
Found what we're looking for, an ancient vault all but buried in the thick vegetation at the heart of the island, no doubt untouched for over 1,000 years. The effort to open the vault without setting off traps was considerable, and what we found within was interesting. According to an agent named Rian, this was the retreat of the last of Andraste's disciples, a guardian who fled some manner of attack on the site of the sacred ashes. He expected reinforcements by other disciples who never arrived. Whatever texts the man thought to preserve have mostly crumbled, but we recovered a number of other artifacts from the site. It is a significant find that will undoubtedly prove of great interest to Chantry scholars, even if it will take them years to sort through any debris. Alright. Fair enough. Is there anything else? I get a belt. Truth or Dare Imperial Court. Heard the shocking allegations against the Inquisition, or truly you would never have been seen with them. Allow me as a friend to open your eyes. People are saying that Divine Justinia is indeed alive, that the Inquisition, her closest advisors and most trusted servants, orchestrated all this chaos on her orders, that it was Seeker Pendergast and Sister Nightingale who sabotaged the Conclave in order to eliminate any opposition within the Chantry and cut off the heads of the Mage Rebellion and Templars in a single stroke. Save your own reputation, you must escape this acquaintance immediately. That sounds like a job for Josephine. Very much enjoyed your soiree, and I hope to see you at the summer cottage for our picnic luncheon next month. Do not fret about the ghastly things said about your associates. More reasoned heads will prevail, and this foolish gossip will come to nothing. 30 influence, that seems quite useful. And Chantry remains. Confrontation with Mother Havara and the Valrail Market had the desired effect. To a point, the Chantry's condemnation of the Inquisition was lost amid a flurry of speculation over the actions of Lord Seeker Lucius, as well as a divide in the opinions of the remaining Chantry clerics. There are, however, clerics still loudly denouncing the Herald of Andraste. The Inquisition could lead them to their speeches, but dealing with them before the Chantry elects a new divine could be of benefit. Again, board politics, we'll send her. Diplomacy won the day. The clerics chosen to receive aid have been most appreciative and have successfully drowned out our detractors. This caused an internal struggle, clerics hiring thugs to kill other clerics. I was forced to intervene. Such despicable behavior from those who aspire to the Sunburst throne. The mood in the Great Cathedral is intense, but for now the Chantry can be counted our political ally. Alright. Good to go. I think... yeah, that's just about everything here. Should I be doing this? Champions of the Just? What's this? Choosing the Templars will make it impossible to work with the mages. Liliana and Josephine have been working tirelessly to convince Querus to win over some of Orlay's most influential houses. 10 noble families will help the Inquisition pressure the Templars into sealing the breach. This would be locking in Templars, right? So I don't necessarily want to pick this, right? I'm assuming that's why it's giving me this warning here. That would lock the choice. Okay, well, let's not do that then. Back it up. We'll head back to Hinterlands. Yeah, go see the mages first, and then make a decision from there. Also, hello?
Greetings, Herald of Andraste. How fares your quest to seal the breach?
It's going.
I'm doing everything within my power.
A task, such as closing the breach, is a heavy burden. I hope you do not carry it alone. We remember Andraste, but Andraste did not carry the Chant of Light alone. She had generals, advisors, even her husband for a time. Do everything within your power, but remember those who would help you.
Alright, sounds good.
I appreciate your insight, Mother Giselle.
Take it for whatever it is worth. You walk a difficult path, and there is little enough I can do to aid you. In any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, tell me about the predecessor.
Can you tell me about the original Inquisition?
The original Inquisition was formed after the First Blight, well before the Chantry as we know it. The Inquisitors were hunters, zealots, who tracked and killed cultists and dangerous mages. As Andraste rose to power, the Inquisition came into her service. Instead of hunting those who would do harm, the Inquisitors spread the Chant of Light by force.
Yeah, that's who we're named after?
No wonder everyone is so nervous around us. Who chose that name?
Divine Justinia herself. I understand that this was not a popular decision. In any case, once the Chant of Light had spread far and wide, there was less need for zealots. The Inquisitors became the Seekers of Truth, and eventually the Templars.
Okay, and now we're back. Yeah, why?
This is a dark chapter of history for the Divine to revisit.
Do you know what impresses me most about the original Inquisition? They fought horrific battles, killed and died for their
Well, the
cause,
DLC says just
and when
for
it
the
was
first
time,
Inquisition,
they
and
put
one of
their
them tells you
swords
weird
away.
lore
Perhaps
stuff about the
name
dwarves.
was Divine Justinia's message, that when the Inquisition is needed, it will strike without mercy. But when its work is done, it will put its sword away.
Alright.
Farewell.
Make her go with you.
I mean, I'm here for weird lore stuff about the dwarves.
That can't be it. Perhaps Leliana was... No, that seems unlikely. What can... Oh, hello, Master Kadash.
What are you doing here, Josephine?
Something on your mind, Ambassador?
You could say that. I was speaking with Leliana and... Well, we discussed how to make people understand that a dwarf could be a herald of Andraste.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I wish I could help convince them I'm not a threat.
There are stories about your past that may make it difficult. Leliana was telling me rumors that... it sounds preposterous, but... There are stories circulating that you were part of a criminal organization. The Dwarven Carta.
Yeah, that's true.
I used to be. The Carter doesn't like their own to get too famous.
So it's true. Oh my. Were you only smuggling at least? Exchanging a few goods on the surface?
Ooh, so I get to make a choice here. We'll go with, yeah, say I was a smuggler for them. That sounds fair.
I was the buyer for fancy surface goods we sold to rich dwarven houses. Long hours, but peaceful compared to most Carter work.
That is a relief. Perhaps we can make your former occupation sound... less unsavory. I'll handle the subject of your past carefully, Herald. I'm sure you can't miss that life.
I'm hoping you like Bad Boys. Oh, good lord. What do I do? I was good at it. Carter was at that end. Missed the routine. Won't miss the brutality. Yeah, we'll say that. Won't miss the brutality. That seems fair enough, and it's like, it would keep people on side.
The last time I saw my boss, he was breaking someone's leg for cheating him of 5 coppers. I'm ready to put those days behind me.
I imagine so. Thank you for your time, Harold. I hope you find life more peaceful here.
I don't think I'll find it more peaceful here, Josephine. Everybody seems about ready to break my legs every time I make any decision around here.
Though you had granted them power over the
Okay.
very fate itself,
Oh, we've got a
though
quest.
they sang
Krem.
hymns of
Hello.
praise unending,
Excuse me. I've got a message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to
they
talk to me.
destroyed nothing.
Sure. What's your message? Who are you?
Who are you, soldier?
Cremisius Aclasi with the Bulls Chargers Mercenary Company. We mostly work out of Orlais and Navarra. We've got word of some Tevinter mercenaries gathering out on the Storm Coast. My company commander, Iron Bull, offers the information free of charge. If you'd like to see what the Bulls Chargers can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch us work.
Okay. Can we get some info? Yeah, tell me about your company.
What can your Bulls Chargers offer the Inquisition?
We're loyal, we're tough, and we don't break contracts. Ask around Valroyo. We've got references.
Alright. What about this leader of yours?
What should I know about your commander?
Iron Bull? He's one of those Kunari, the big guys with the horns. He leads from the front. He pays well, and he's a lot smarter than the last bastard I worked for. Best of all, he's professional. We accept contracts with whoever makes the first real offer. You're the first time he's gone out of his way to pick a side.
Alright, well, sounds like could be useful. We'll take any help I can get, I suppose.
I look forward to meeting this Iron Bull.
We're the best you'll find. Come to the Storm Coast and you can see us in action.
Alright. So we've got some options now. Is there anything else? I don't see any other quests around here. Journal. Alright, Captain of the Chargers, Iron Bull on the Storm Coast, Blackwall in the Hinterlands. I think these are just kind of little spin-off areas. I don't think I'm in too much of a rush to get over to these. And then we need to talk to the mages. So it's looking like Hinterlands is probably the most urgent priority. So back to there. Yeah, and Blackwall. I think I know exactly where he is, because I think I found his little house last time I was here, and was wondering where the hell he was. We'll give Vivian and Sarah still a little bit of a run out. That's fine. They didn't really get much of a chance to do anything last time. They just died a few times to those rifts. Because, yeah, there's like a little hut up by a waterfall and a lake. I think that's where he's at. But I want to say I met him at least once. Hell fruit, yeah, make sure we're gathering all this stuff. Don't want to run out. Yeah, this little hut over here, I think, is where he's supposed to be at. We should also take a look at our recipes for potions, and I've got that jar of bees. Might want to make ourselves a bee grenade at some point. Alright, around the corner and over to the little hut. I see a couple of people here. They weren't here last time, so I'm assuming this must be our man. Alright, what do we got?
Line there and there, no gaps.
What are y'all doing? Are you training recruits?
Remember how to carry your shields. You're not hiding, you're holding. Otherwise, it's useless.
Blackwall. Warden Blackwall.
You're not. How do you know my name? Who said ah? That's it. Help or get out. We're dealing with these idiots first. Conscripts, here they come!
Okay.
Hold the wall, men! Make them come to me! You're dead, bastard! Dead! I wasn't here to
Okay.
fight.
What are you guys doing, and what have I walked into?
You know how this ends.
Yes.
Eat it! Eat it!
Alright, we're good.
Sorry, bastards. Good work, conscripts. Even if this shouldn't have happened, they could have... Well, thieves are made, not born. Take back what they stole. Go back to your families. You saved yourselves.
Okay, what's going on here?
You're no farmer. Why do you know my name? Who are you?
Yeah, depends who you ask.
I've been called a lot of things lately by a lot of people.
Well, I'm talking to you. Stop dancing. Wait. That gear. That's Inquisition.
And we're investigating whether missing wardens are involved in the Divine's death.
Maker's balls. The Wardens and the Divine. That can't... No, you're asking so you don't really know. First off, I didn't know they disappeared. But we do that, right? No more blight, job done. Wardens are the first thing forgotten. But one thing I'll tell you, no Warden killed the Divine. Our purpose isn't political.
Okay. Yeah, is it killing bandits? What the heck are you doing up here, and who are those conscripts of yours?
What's the Warden purpose got to do with throwing farmers at bandits?
This was different. I was in the area recruiting, fought some demons, then I heard about the stealing. Treaties give Wardens the right to take what we need, who we need. These idiots forced this fight, so I conscripted their victims. They had to do what I said, so I told them to stand. Next time, they won't need me. Grey Wardens can inspire, make you better than you think you are.
Okay. Treaties sound powerful, yeah. We already know about the Grey Warden treaties. Where would the Wardens go if they disappeared?
Do you have any idea where the other Wardens could have gone?
Maybe they returned to our stronghold at Weishaupt. That's in the Anderfels, a long way north. I don't really know. Can't imagine why they'd all disappear at once, let alone where they'd disappear to.
Alright, why haven't you joined them? Were you not, like, with the rest of the Order?
Why haven't you gone missing like the rest of them?
Well, maybe I was going to. Or maybe there's a new directive, but a runner got lost or something. My job was to recruit on my own. Plan to stay that way for months. Years.
Alright. Well, inspiring but fruitless, yeah.
It's been a pleasure, Warden Blackwall, but this didn't help at all.
Inquisition. Agent, did you say? Hold a moment. The Divine is dead and the sky is torn. Events like these, thinking we're absent is almost as bad as thinking we're involved.
Hey, you're not wrong.
If you're trying to put things right, maybe you need a Warden. Maybe you need me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, get him to join. That sounds good.
Warden Blackwall, the Inquisition accepts your offer.
Good to hear. We both need to know what's going on. And perhaps I've been keeping to myself for too long. This Warden walks with the Inquisition.
Okay, I think we'll go with Barrick, Vivian, and we'll give Blackwall a run out, because that gives us a soldier. So rogue, mage, and soldier. And let's take a look at Blackwall's setup. What does he have? Does he have put any points into anything? He hasn't. Okay, I think we're gonna go two-handed weapons for him. Block and slash. Bonus weapon damage, sure. Use on incapacitated foes for a combo. Shield breaker sounds good. Yeah. Start moving down this route. And Battle Master. Hamper their enemies. We don't want weapon and shield. Don't want Vanguard, right? Or do we want Vanguard? Maybe we want a couple of Vanguard abilities. I can't tell. Vanguard is how I get all my armor. But ideally, I don't want them focusing on me. Hook. Yeah, that's fine. When we attack, we leave them slowed. That could be quite useful. Critical hits leave foes weakened. Extra damage against knocked down foes. And yeah, let's give him buff. Low stamina thresholds at 50% stamina generation, so increases stamina gen. Okay. So we'll go down Battle Master and two-handed weapons, I think, on him. And we're doing Sword and Shield and Vanguard mostly on my character, which seems like a reasonable balance. And let's get some gear on him too. Weapons. Yeah, you're gonna put this on. And this is an upgrade. Yeah, we'll give you that. And we'll give you... Wait. The Griffin helmet's is better. Okay, so his helmet's better. Fair. Accessories. Enhanced Belt of Urgency. Speed boost to attack speed when below 50% health. Yeah, I guess I'll put that on you for now. And a Life Ward Amulet, we'll put that on you. Okay. Good lord, what is this sword? What the hell is this thing? That's a club, holy crap. Alright. I guess we will... Oh my gosh, I've got a very glowy sword now too, fantastic. We will head up and see what's going on. That's like a car bumper.
Could be better.
It would look a little better with this armor, you're right. Horse. We need to go north. See if we can get to Redcliffe.
Very well.
Good day. It's good to have welcome back.
I don't know which way you're supposed to go to get there. Last time I was trying to get to Redcliffe, it was a real mess. We'll see if we can find a road that actually takes me there directly this time. Yeah, where does this sign? Redcliffe Village. This way. Aha! We were just going through the hills last time. I took completely the wrong path. So this way should give me a much more direct approach. Yeah, because we came through from over here last time. And now that we have the invite, hopefully we should actually be able to get in there, and we can knock out the other quest we had too. What was my other quest? There was something else. Business arrangement. Letter on a Templar corpse suggests someone named Tanner is secretly doing business with the Templars. Okay, that's worth looking into. I still look so ridiculous riding around on this horse. Like, I look so tiny running around on this. The wind lines are yeah.
Watch out, traveler. The veil's ripped open and Maker knows what could come out.
Oh, another rift. Great. So do Canary just look like ridiculous on that thing? Like, are we just like, is that poor horse just like getting crushed to death under a Canary? Okay, let's get some of these. Oh god, these are. Make Bull ride the horse after I recruit him? Yeah, we'll have to do that. I forgot, yeah, I'm about to get a Canary. And Iron Bull, I happen to know, is voiced by the same guy that did James Vega. That is Freddie Prinze Jr. voicing him. And Krem is Jennifer Hale, who did the female Commander Shepard. So a couple of Mass Effect alumni. Yes, definitely does have a type. Do I think I'll be overpowered by doing everything in the hinterlands? I don't know. I'm not too worried about overpowered versus underpowered.
None of my reports indicated temporal distortions near these rifts. Interesting.
Yeah, maybe Fiona will know.
There are many mages in Redcliffe. Maybe Fiona will know what's going on.
Maker have mercy. It's over. Open the gates.
Like, doing everything in the hinterlands is probably going to help. I mostly just like, you know, clearing out an area. I always do that in video games. When I get to an area, I want to just, you know, like, clear out as much of it as I can do. I like to keep my quest log nice and empty. So, I'm not too worried about, like, the level. I just want my quest log as empty as I can get it.
We spread word the Inquisition was coming. But you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one? Not even Grand Enchanter Fiona?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone. We've arranged use of the tavern for the negotiations.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies.
Hello,
Magister
Thomas.
Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expected shortly. You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
Former Grand Enchanter, okay. Are we good?
Is it just me, or is something weird going on here?
As there
Something's not right. We need to talk to the Grand Enchanter.
Also, speaking of Mass Effect stuff, we got another emote up in the channel. It finally approved. It was sitting in pending for like a week. I just hadn't mentioned anything because I didn't want to spoil it. But we've got Unconscious Garrus, based on the little like character icon that you'll normally see. So we've got Floor Tank for that. Yes, there it is. Bethany finished that one. I want to eventually get an animated one if we can figure out a way to make that. Figuring out how to make that like read as Unconscious Garrus was interesting. I decided to go. We were like, yeah, we'll go with the icon because that's the most like easily understandable representation of Garrus being unconscious on the floor, where he spends most of his time. All right. Hello.
Look at that old thing. I'm surprised it's still standing.
Go ahead and... Oh, the windmill. Wait a minute. This was... Yeah, there was like a trap door that led into the tunnel into the castle in Origins here. How do I get up to that?
So it was just you, alone in the vast wilderness.
What are you on about?
The lone wanderer searching the world. What's he trying
Can I
to find?
get up here?
Love? Absolution?
Yes.
Try someone with a strong arm and stronger will to fight Darkspawn.
Yes,
Okay.
But what does that represent?
Wanting to kill more Darkspawn.
Okay, so...
You're
Varric...
just like Sebastian.
Just like Sebastian, oh god. I didn't spend much time with Sebastian in Dragon Age 2. He kind of just sat in the background a lot. And then stormed off in an angry huff at the end of the game. So back to... Oh, maybe it was this one that we went to that had the... Yeah, it must have been that one. Because the docks were down here. We came in from, like, up that way and then walked our way down the hill. With the castle up in the background there. Yeah, I remember this. See how it looks.
I hear most of the apostates are dead or hiding. We should be getting more.
Oh, why am I...
Do you think we should let them into the village?
Mother, I had the dream again last night. No,
Where's Deft Hands find tools?
it was so real. And when I woke up, the shadow was cold.
My grandmother, I think we should
Am
go.
I able to get in here?
Go. In the middle of the war.
No, I don't think so. I think we're gonna need probably the Deft Hands find tools. Alright. But I want this house. What is it? Or wait. I saw something glowing there. No, I don't see any way in. Alright.
Have you heard? The Inquisition dealt with the rebel Templars. They've been driven away.
That's fine. I guess we'll have to wait until we get the tools to get in there. Which is going to require another Inquisition perk. I'm not exactly certain when those unlock. Like what the specific requirements are for that. Also, hello.
They say a desire demon took the mind of our young Lord Connor. The hero of Ferelden drove the demon away to save him. Make her be praised.
Yeah, I don't care for these early locks that I can't get into. Tell me about Redcliffe Village, yeah.
Tell me about your people.
They say a spirit dwells in a small lake south of the highway. The girls of the village bring it daisies and ask for love, but rarely does it listen. For 'tis a spirit of valor, not love, and it favors blood lotus flowers.
Okay, so spirit in a lake south of the highway that wants blood lotus flowers. Okay. Where would that be? Oh! Literally where we just picked up Blackwall. Great. Oh, are we not in the same little section of village? Because I think the village part of the village we were in was over there. Go take a look down at the docks. I'll probably be able to tell once we get down to that. I have to spend all the time and follow and explore and hate finding doors that are super high level. Yeah, I know, it drives me nuts. And delete.
Good day.
Yeah, I think we're a little farther down the coast than we were. I think this was the section of village we spent our time in Origins over there, and this is like the village has expanded a little bit, carried on down the coast. Yeah, because it's all torn up over there. Looking, that must have been from where the demon attacks were taking place. Only I can play Origins sometimes on the road if I download a bash mod that breaks a strut from the chest. Yeah, that's that. Bashing chests open and getting broken items. I don't know which game first introduced that. I know the first game I found that in was actually Knights of the Old Republic 2. Because you can do that in there, where you can just bash your way through chests and then deal with occasionally breaking the items inside. Alright. Oh, hello. Dwarven Merchants Guild, very good. Wait, Connor?
Are you Connor?
You've heard the story, I guess. I can't believe King Alistair thought Redcliffe was the right place to send the mages. I mean, he grew up here. Did he think they would just forget what I did to them?
Okay. Yeah, tell me what you did.
You were behind the siege of Redcliffe 10 years ago?
That's me. The boy with Redcliffe's blood on his hands.
10 years ago? Okay, so we got a little time frame then. Wasn't your fault, yeah.
Weren't you possessed? It wasn't you who did those things.
Wasn't it? I let the demon in. Sometimes when I dream, I remember what happened. I see the death and destruction, and it's me. It's all me.
Oh, Connor doesn't seem to be taken as well. Yeah, what happened to Arl Eamon?
Why isn't Arl Eamon in power anymore?
After the lands meet, he stayed in Denerim. I couldn't be his heir, not after what happened. So eventually he passed the title to Uncle Tegan.
Got it. They never got him therapy. No, apparently not. I'm willing to bet they just sent him to the Circle. Why'd you join the Rebels?
How did you end up in the Mage Rebellion?
I was living in the Ferelden Tower when the Circles dissolved. I voted against it, but...
Yep.
At first it seemed all right. No one was summoning demons. They just wanted to oversee themselves. But then the Magister came, and... It's wrong what they do in Tevinter. We are monsters. We need to be controlled. If it wasn't for me, every family in this village wouldn't be missing a son, a daughter, a spouse.
You don't approve of Tevinter, okay.
You're not in favor of the alliance with Tevinter?
Alliance? Is that what they're calling it? That Magister threw my uncle out into the street. He signed us into servitude. This is my home. Redcliffe, Ferelden. No matter what evils I've done, I would never have invited Tevinter here.
Okay.
I need to be going.
Please, talk some sense into the Grand Enchanter. Selling out to the Imperium won't win us any friends. We have to find a way to make peace.
Well, throwing Tegan out of the castle doesn't sound particularly encouraging. Like, Tegan was a pretty good man.
Greetings, traveler.
Alright, let's see what we got going on around here. There's another quest for me up this way. Somewhere right around here. Widower, what have you got?
They're not but stories, dear. Rabbit does not flee its burrow when it hears the wolf prowling about. Now
Good
is
lord.
the time to stay close to home.
What world is this? That demons and brigands stop a man from taking flowers to his wife's shrine.
Oh, wait, is this the shrine I
What
found?
if I took flowers to your wife's shrine for you?
Or is this a different one?
I do not know what to say, except thank you. I never expected anyone not of the blood to care. My Senna would be grateful. Her shrine lies on a hill to the west, near the Tablestones. Thank you.
Okay.
Stay safe.
Walk in peace.
Take flowers. Oh. Hello. For just a second there, my stream preview, like, flickered out. Is everything good?
If you say so.
It seems to be good, but
Travel safely.
a bit concerning. We've also got some more stuff up here.
Stop to this foolishness, child. Oh, you'll see.
Oh, a locked door?
Yes,
Good.
I see.
And we've got another quest marker up this way. Also, yeah, is that Astrium, dungeon entrance, Aphorit, repentant, letter from a lover. Bring Philandris to there. A shrine to the west near the Tablestones. Oh no, it's a different shrine. Okay. Interesting. Hinterland's healer.
Too many people dying for want of simple herbs. My apologies. Can I help you?
Yeah, you're low on herbs?
Are you running short of healing herbs?
Yes. We've many injured from attacks by those cursed Templars. I need the herbs to treat people's wounds. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more. I've a list there of the herbs I need.
Sure, yeah. Can you help refugees?
There are refugees at the crossroads who would benefit from a healer.
Of course they would. These attacks by the Templars have endangered countless innocent lives. But if I go to the crossroads to help, I might end up in danger myself. I doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a knife here. Why should I risk mine for them?
Yeah, knife here. I'm assuming you're, yeah.
Have people called you a knife ear?
Every day. They need the salves I sell, but they spit on me once they've paid. These villagers only tolerate me because Templars killed their human healer. I doubt the humans at the crossroads would be any different.
Okay, so she's not
Goodbye.
interested in helping out for
Stay safe
fairly
out
understandable reasons. But we do need to see if we can get the herbs she needs. Read the list. Okay, apparently we've got everything on us.
May I help you?
Found your herbs, yes.
I found some of the herbs you were looking for.
Thank you.
There are refugees at the crossroads who would benefit from a healer.
I recall you saying as much.
Okay.
But if I go to the crossroads to help, I might end up in danger myself. I doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a...
Yeah, so we've done this already, yes.
I doubt the humans at the crossroads would be in...
Goodbye.
Thank you so...
So I wasn't able to convince her. Is there more?
Pleasure to see you again.
Are you running short?
Yes. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more.
Okay, interesting.
Goodbye.
Thank you so...
There are just like multiple layers of herbs I need to find?
A pleasure to see you again.
Here's some more herbs.
I found some of the herbs you were looking for.
What does this do?
Exactly what I needed.
Are you running short of healing herbs?
Yes. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more.
Goodbye.
Okay, hold up.
Thank you so
Does this quest just keep repeating, like, indefinitely?
A pleasure to see you again.
I found some of the herbs you were looking for.
This is exactly what I needed.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much for your...
I'm a little confused here.
A pleasure to see you again.
There are refugees at the crossroads.
I recall you, but if I go to... I doubt those refugees would risk their life.
Okay,
Goodbye.
this is very
Thank you so-
strange. Why is this still... It's still saying I need to bring the herbs to her, but then I don't have the
Goodbye.
option to turn them
Thank
in.
you so much for your help.
Hmm. Is that under here? Convince the healer to help the crossroad refugees. Okay. Okay, now the quest is completed. Advanced treatment, a quest completed. Okay. Bring an elf. Solus, yeah, that's true. Can we just switch the party out from here, or do I have to, like, go back to the... Are we good? Okay, we're good. Well, we'll come back with Solus. That's a fair point.
Greetings, traveler.
And or maybe Sarah. Let's bring everybody. What's this? Business arrangements. Yes.
Could be better.
The merchants coming in now say there are
I also need to figure out what the heck is going on. What is this? Hello? Buy and sell, sell all, Masterwork Scout Armor, which is a downgrade apparently. But is it an upgrade for Varric? It would be an upgrade. It's also quite expensive. I'm not sure if that's necessarily worth my time. This would definitely be an upgrade though. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give him that. Vivian, anything for you here? No, not really. This would be, oh good lord, a very small armor upgrade, but a downgrade to just about everything else. I don't want that. Nothing for sale there. Weapons-wise, nothing for sale. Alright, looks good. Varric, I bought you some clothes. Have this superior hunter's coat. Alright, I've got another quest available up there. We've got what appears to be the main quest up here. And there's something down this way, which was the guy I'm supposed to be meeting.
Greetings, traveler.
The first thing I had that sent me here, but I couldn't actually get into the camp. Mr. Tanner?
I am Sister Tanner. May I help you?
Yeah, I know you're a smuggler.
I found the letter you sent a Templar named Corin.
What? Shit. You can't prove anything. A letter from a rogue Templar. Nobody is going to care. So, what do you intend to do?
What's the special option? Yeah, Varric, what have you got?
What kind of cut are they giving you? Have you got protection? I see a suspicious lack of guards. It looks to me like you've been cut loose. Maybe you should look for a new employer.
Are you serious? The high and mighty Inquisition needs smugglers? All right, I'm in. Seems like the Inquisition is the safer bet these days.
Okay. So we've recruited a smuggler. That should be useful. Head along this way. I'm assuming it's the influence meter that unlocks, like, Inquisition perks. So, like, as I get more influence meter built up, I'll be able to get the perks that I need. One-eyed Jimmy.
Please, are you with the Inquisition? As you've wandered, have you by any chance seen a ram that is, different? Lord Wolseley wandered off, and he's very special. If you could find him, I'd be most grateful.
Okay.
What makes your ram so special?
Well, he's always brought the family luck, and his advice helped us make our fortune.
Your ram offered advice?
He's a very special ram.
I'm definitely playing, yeah, I'm definitely playing all the DLC is the plan. I plan to do all the content that I have, which I own, like, I think all of it. I think I have everything here, because I did everything for both 1 and 2, so I'd like to continue that. Oh, hello.
Your ram has gone missing?
Yes.
Ah.
If you find my ram, please send him home.
Okay. We need to find his ram, apparently.
If you find my ram, I'd be ever so grateful.
Yeah.
What makes your...
He's a very special ram.
Your ram is...
Yes. He's like... If you do find him and send him back, I'd be happy...
I'll speak with you.
If you find...
Okay, locate Lord Wolsey and escort him home. Oh my god, he's all the way down there. Oh good lord. Okay. That's a bit of a walk. Let's check in with the mages while we're here. And then we've apparently got a few more quests we can wrap up around the hinterlands. This is actually my first time playing through Inquisition as well, so I actually don't know, like... I've played, like, this opening bit once or twice in the past, but I've never really stuck with it and gotten very far, so, like, meeting Dorian and Iron Bull and it is, like, the farthest I've ever been.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition.
You saw Lord Wolsey earlier today. I was scared to try to kill him.
My
What?
dear Fiona, it's been so long since we last spoke. You look dreadful. Are you sleeping well?
What has brought you to Redcliffe?
Yeah, I was invited here.
We're here because of your invitation back in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
Okay. Then something strange is happening, yes.
Well, that's very strange, because someone who looked exactly like you spoke to me in Val Royeaux.
Exactly like me? I suppose it could be magic at work, but why would anyone... Whoever or whatever brought you here? The situation has changed. The free mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
Fiona, dear, your dementia is showing.
Andraste's ass. I'm trying to think of a single worse thing you could have done, and I've got nothing.
As one indentured to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
Okay. Yeah, you seem to have come to a rather snap decision here.
The Divine's corpse is barely cold, and you've already joined the Imperium?
Most of Thedas blames us for the Divine's death. The Templar attacks grew worse, and we mages had no allies. Either my people made a last stand here in Redcliffe, or we took the only offer of help extended to us. I had to save them. I had no other choice.
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
Okay, yeah, tell me about the alliance you've got here.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
Yeah, what do you mean by indentured?
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our Southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
And 10 years is a heck of a long time. And when did this happen?
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly very timely.
That's not great. Yeah, what do you gain? Well, they gain the help of mages, you idiot. Alright, where's the Arl?
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Left? An Arl would never voluntarily leave his seat.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
So you sent them off. Okay. That's, again, not good. Yeah, let's see what his thoughts on the breach are.
I'm here to get mages to close the breach.
Right, to business. I understand, of course.
At least he seems receptive to that. That's better than the Templars were doing.
Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I'm not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious, indeed.
Okay, yeah. So you're offering to help?
Does that mean you'll lend your mages to our cause?
There will have to be.
Felix? Oh.
Felix.
My lord, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Okay. Oh, a note.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Oh. Wonderful.
Ooh, very mysterious.
Yeah, definitely worth
We'll
investigating.
be careful, but we need to figure out what's going on here.
Okay. What the hell's going on here? Rose and Queen Madrigal. First Co refused to speak even when we put his coals at Sel's feet. Third Crow must realize you do not leave the dungeon alive. Seen by hoping by angry Magister Fiore would earn himself a quick death. Crow tried our patience. All Zeus's chatter. Third Crow did raise an important point. His guild has a reputation to uphold. Their ruthless, efficient, and discreet. How would they maintain such notoriety if agents routinely revealed the names of employers? Okay. What's going on in here?
Inquisition, huh? I wish to holy Andraste you'd gotten here sooner. These Tevinters make my shoulder blades itch.
Yeah. Tell me about the Alliance, yes.
How did the Grand Enchanter end up working with Tevinter?
1 minute, we were bracing for the Templars to attack. The next, we had a Magister ally. It was a stroke of luck that's given us an edge. In a way. Out of the frying pan.
Okay, so most of these mages don't seem terribly happy about this.
Likely aren't happy you're asking questions.
Yeah, this doesn't seem great. Anything up here? Let's take a little peek around, see what we've got going on. Grab all these codex entries. Aha. Okay. Anything hiding in the back? No. Who are you?
We don't need your kind here. Your Inquisition's just Templars by another name.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'd prefer to help the mages if I could, though.
I'm here because I believe mages deserve their freedom.
Right. And I'm the Empress of Orlais.
Okay, not particularly open to it. Clemens?
Magister Alexius does not approve of those without magic like you and me. You may not wish to stay long. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
Okay, why does he disapprove?
What does the Magister have against you?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become. He says all tranquil must leave Redcliffe, but who would take us in?
Point for your Witcher, wrong game. Yeah.
Farewell then.
One moment. You are a member of the Inquisition, are you not? I am an alchemist. You must require potions. If the Magister will not have me here, perhaps I can offer my services.
Yeah, alright, come on.
I'd be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Thank you. While one lives, it is good to believe there is still a use for one's talents.
Good deal. Alright, so the Tranquil are not particularly welcome here. That's somewhat unsurprising. I wonder if there's a mod that like mods that song into Witcher 3 in the taverns. That would be really nice. Okay. Figure out what's going on at the Chantry. Let's go see what we've got over here.
They say Andraste sent you to save the world. If it'll help save lives and bring peace, I'll be the first to believe.
Yeah, I'm planning to do my best.
I'm trying. I hope I don't disappoint.
I
don't think you'd especially like to be near someone who was like you but then got lobotomized, yeah? You support the mages. Yeah, are you here support? That's odd that you're here.
Mage Rebellion.
Mages are children of the Maker, no less than the rest of us. They struggle no less with questions of faith.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the circles?
Does that mean you support their freedom?
Given a choice between the circle and death, most mages willingly gave up some small freedoms for safety. But the pendulum swings, and now it seems any restraint is too much. I think they should have a chance to prove they deserve freedom.
Fair enough. Alright.
I will leave you to your duties.
Make us speed you, my child.
Let's go see what we've got going on. Oh. Hello, Dorian.
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Come on. Come on. Nope. Come on. Ow. Yeah, what are these weird, like, time distortions? Very strange. Ow. Are we good? Good. Close the rift. Alright.
Fascinating. How does that work exactly? You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do?
Let one Tevinter in. Suddenly they're scurrying out of all the walls like roaches.
Now, I'm ever so much more handsome than a cockroach. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Okay, yeah, let's see what we got here. You're a magister then?
Are you a magister?
All right, let's say this once. I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of the Magisterium. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
Where's Felix?
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
There's something wrong, yeah.
Alexius couldn't jump to Felix's side fast enough when he pretended to be faint. Is something wrong with him?
He's had some lingering illness for months. Felix is an only child, and Alexius is being a mother hen, most likely.
So, what's going on here? You sent the note?
Are you the one who sent that note, then?
I am. Someone had to warn you after all. Look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
Ah. Got it. That doesn't sound great.
I hope that's less dangerous than it sounds.
More.
Manipulating time itself? Many have attempted over the ages, but never once succeeded.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
No, that's not great.
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work. What I don't understand is why he's doing it, ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys.
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough. Is he getting suspicious?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter Supremacists.
Branch's story's great.
They call themselves
Hey there, Sparty,
Venatores.
how's it going?
And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Okay, so what's going on here? Why are you telling me this? Why does he want me?
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Or they see you as a threat.
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
What the heck is a Venatori? Okay. I'm flattered, but how do we stop him?
Do you have any suggestions?
You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. I'll be in touch. Oh, and Felix, try not to get yourself killed.
There are
That's
worse
where
things
mages
than
from
dying,
Tevinter.
Dorian.
Okay, got it. Got it, got it. What do we got in here? As long as we're in the chantry, let's take a little look around, see if there's anything hiding for us in here. Apparently I can loot this. This feels like something I shouldn't be looting, but alright. Internationalist supremacists. Oh! Lovely! Lovely people. Great. I mean, admittedly, I haven't heard much positive about the Tevinter Empire. They don't seem like particularly great people. They like freedom and slavery. Oh, good.
Does Tevinter really need cults? Aren't they weird enough?
Can we trust Dorian and Felix? I'm not sure who to believe here.
Okay. So, where does that put us? We've got Lord Wolsey and the Flowers quest over here. We've got Bring the Flowers to the Grave over there. And what else do we have then? Campaigns that adjust. Hushed Whispers. Okay, I'm assuming at this point we're picking a side between the Mages and the Templars.
You're from the Inquisition. Take care.
Okay, am I understanding this correctly? Is the plan that we're going to try and, like, either get the Templars out from under the control of Lord Seeker Potato, or get the mages out from under the control of the Tevinter? Like, are we trying to swing them away from their current allegiance to us? Or am I siding with either the Tevinter or Lord Potato?
Good day.
Because I don't really want to side with the Tevinter or Lord Potato. They both sound awful. I also don't entirely... You're not siding with the awful guys. Which baddies will be for the rest of the game? Okay. I was like, I don't know why I couldn't do both. Like, if I'm trying to free or get the Templar out from under the control of Lucius, and I'm trying to get the mages out from under the control of the Tevinter, I don't know why I couldn't do both. That seems a little odd that the game would lock me out of one because I've chosen the other. Try doing them both? Okay. Well, does it just, like, if I pick one thing on the war table, does it just lock me out of the other thing on the war table? That's kind of what I thought. Like, I thought once I picked one of the options on the war table, it was just going to lock me out of doing the other one permanently. That just seems a bit strange to me. Like, I don't know why I wouldn't just be able to be like, okay, well, we've started helping one side, now let's see what we can go do to help the other side. This horse is so slow. Oh my god.
It's good to see you.
Alright, let's go deal with all this stuff down to the south here. We need to get down to that lake. And we need to see what we can do about bringing the flowers to that shrine. Can I, like, this pass here? Does this work? I don't know, even know if you could do both, we wouldn't have the time. Medicine 1 is good. Getting the medicine for the refugees, like going and talking to that healer back in Redcliffe. Yeah, I should probably do that too. It's supposed to make a very difficult choice to save the world, and here you are looking for a ram and flowers. Yeah, definitely. Oh man, the world's not going anywhere. Like, they haven't given me any, like, terribly pressing reasons. One at the crossroads. Medicine 1 is good. I don't know of a different medicine 1. The only medicine 1 I know is this one here. Convince a healer to help the crossroad, which is that healer that's up here in Redcliffe. The one I was just talking to up here. And I'm assuming I need to... yeah, try something different because I... okay. Is one of these rams Lord Wolsey? How do I get... dismount? No. How do we get down here? No. F. G. H? H. Alright. Is one of these rams the ram that I'm looking for? Lord Wolsey is in front of me. He looks different. Okay. What have we got here? Wait. Wait a minute. Hello?
Lord Wolseley, I presume. A young man named Jimmy would very much like you to return home. Oh, good.
Wait. No. Okay. Is Lord Wolseley heading home now? What is going on with my character? Do you want to get up? There we go. So is he off then? Does that take care of him? Will he just like head on home and be fine? Okay. He's a very special ram. Okay. I'm more than a little confused here, but that's fine. A note. Die pretending you've earned back your soldier's honor. You can do something the skills son of a bitch taught you. Yes. Anything in here? No. And I had some other quest. This was Spirit in the Lake. We were supposed to bring Blood Lotus to the Spirit in the Lake. Pretty sure he's a rage demon, but I like his style. If you attack him, does he just like turn into a rage demon? Is that what happens if you poke him? That'd be amazing. Did I just get Excalibur? Hold up. Warlord Greatsword. Extra strength, extra willpower, significantly less damage. Huh. Increase max stamina. Okay, this actually isn't that good of a sword. I'm now the King of England. Wonderful. Oh. There's another quest over here. What's this about? Horse, let's go. Yeah, what's this quest over here about? Avar Blade Valley. Yeah, no, I'm not here for you guys. Oh, apparently I am, though. Pardon me. Just kidding. Just here to claim this logging stand. Oh, another bear. Okay, I'm assuming that was the war horn that's supposed to buff all of us. I don't understand. Sometimes my character just starts, like, I'll tell him to attack, and then he just starts running in a circle, like, back and forth without actually doing anything. Like, it feels like his pathing gets confused. He can't find his way to the enemy directly in front of him, and then I just can't do anything. I don't know if it's like a keyboard and mouse issue. Like, maybe I should be playing this with the controller? Because that happens quite a bit. Letter found in a corpse, okay. Yeah, roleplay gameplay bugs. Just brain damage, yeah. It's happening like every single fight though, and it's making it actually kind of difficult to fight. Huh. That's a bit frustrating. Alright. What have we got here? Letter from a lover. That's that one. Playing with fire. Letter found on a corpse said 3 times around the crowned statue. Right hand close enough to brush the stone itself, and the spirits will listen. Doing this will apparently bring back someone's grandfather. Letter writer must really miss him. The crowned statue. Ballad of Lord Wolsey. Oh, good. Okay, bring the grandfather back. Apparently that's just up the road here. Yeah, it does seem to be... Oh, hello. Hello. This is interesting. Oh. Okay, so 3 times around the statue. So... 1, 2, 3. Defeat the demon. Hello? Oh. Was that it? Okay. Was that supposed to lead into something, or like... That's better than I usually manage. Granddad wasn't very strong. No, Granddad wasn't. Like, was that supposed to like lead into something, or was that it? Huh. Okay. Let's see what else we got around here. I haven't been back this way before. Was resurrected and then murdered someone's grandfather. I mean, he was already dead. Not like I made him any more dead. At least I don't think I did. Ooh, a deep mushroom. That's the first one of those I've found. Heading into a tougher area now. I think, yeah, this like loops back towards the that rift that I found earlier. And whatever that abandoned manor was up here. They did clear the manor out. Oh god, the bears again. Not the bears again. What have we got? I mean, there's a lot of crystal grace out here, which is useful. After's Woods. I feel like we're clearing out a pretty good chunk of the map now. There's that rift over here that I wasn't able to deal with last time. We could try taking a poke at it again. Maybe now I'll be able to deal with it? Lots of crystal grace.
If you ever go to Redcliffe's Tavern, don't eat the cheese. Just don't.
Okay, let's try this time. Last time we were here, this did not end well. Oh, also, hold up. We've got points to spend. Slight pause. We're just going to real quick. Stamina restored, 10 for every 10 health lost. That does seem useful. Ah, but we're in combat, so it's not going to let me do this. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, Rage Demon level 12. We're cutting through them quick enough that I think we're going to be okay. Okay, everybody lived. Everybody look at me now. Yes. Oh god. Drink a potion. If we can get this rage demon down, that would be a good start. Okay. Everybody look at me, yes. How's it going over there, Blackwall? You doing okay? Okay, what is Blackwall doing? He's right in the middle of this. Okay, not really where I want him, but he'll be fine. Okay, nailed it. Dev said they regretted making Hinterlands so big. It's like someone got a bit carried away. There's so many stories here. Yeah, I've heard this is like the biggest main area in the game. Enhanced Blizzard Ring. Increases ability damage by 30. Ooh, okay. I know where I want that. I don't know if I feel like this should be a big area. Like, I like having big areas in the game. The only thing I can see being a little odd is that it's the first area you get to. So it's like you end up spending just a million hours here doing, little side stuff like this, and you don't ever get really sunk into the main story because you're just like, oh, I want to explore all this stuff. I feel like this should have been like a mid or a late game area, not the first thing you get to. It might have worked better. Yeah, you get the Blizzard Ring, and the Belt of Magic Defense. and you'll get the Belt of Spirit Defense. Also, now that we've cleared this out, what's this up here? I didn't actually get to go through this last time. Hello? Map of Farmland Cave. So, a house, a farm, and a cave in the hill above it. Find the spot marked on the map. Well, I don't know where the hell that's gonna be. There's a lot of farms around here. And I've been in a lot of caves. I mean, like, the main farm is, like, over here. Is it like this main farm up this way? Alright. Guess we'll check that out in a second. Also, let's see, now that I've got this point, yeah, spend it there. Good. Do we have any points on anybody else right now? No. Okay. I'm curious if there'll be something there, like hinterlands, map of farmland cave. Find the spot marked on the map. Yeah, okay. We'll see if there's anything there when I go back. There was, yeah, if we head north, climb this mountain real quick. There was a quest over here to bring flowers to that guy's wife's shrine. We can probably go do that now. Wolf? Oh, Mabari. That's a very scraggly looking Mabari. These Mabari look significantly less hench than the Mabari I'm used to dealing with. Okay, I don't necessarily want to be targeting that Fennec Fox. Hello? Like, I would have thought that was a wolf. I mean, other than the fact that I've seen a few wolves around here, and they're like the size of a horse, but like, build-wise, that didn't look much like the Mabari we've seen in previous games. I guess head down here. Yeah, we haven't seen whatever this is before. Go check this out. Wolves are quite big. We have a at our local museum here. They've got like a stuffed wolf. And like, yeah, you could. A small person could hop on that thing and ride it. Like, they're huge. Like. Like, its back comes up to at least my waist. I want to die now. What, attempting to ride a wolf? Oh. Why did you just put me into combat there? Why do you think we're in combat? Game, are you feeling okay? Blackwall is just like blowing his horn. Vivian, is it the ram? Do they think I really want to kill this ram? Oh, apparently, yeah, they are just like going all in on a couple of these rams. They've just decided that we are at war with just like 2 or 3 of these rams, but not all of them. Oh. Radar shows where enemies are. Yeah, it's these rams. There's like 2 or 3 of these rams that they've just decided that we are like at war with. which is a bit annoying because I can't actually catch them because they're faster than me. Oh god, we're like surrounded by rams. Let's just rest for a second here. Oh, alright. Every ram in the local wilderness appears to have just gone hostile. Oh god damn it, you made a friend. Nope, can't pull bears either. Alright. Oh no, it's happening again. The bears are spawning in. Wait, how is Blackwall dying? Oh, is he... He's fighting this one. Blackwall, stop that. Leave them to me. Come on. There we go. Oh, Blackwall, stop that. Come on. Okay, now where are you off to? Oh, we've got another one. Oh, god damn it. Get up. It beats walking rogue ability. Oh, wait. Blackwall is just like rushing off into the wilderness. Are we done? What are you guys attacking over there? It's why? Why do you hate these rams so much? Alright, fine. Are you done? Are you happy with killing the rams? Alright. Are you all satisfied that we've killed enough rams and can now live in peace? Good lord. Bunch of lunatics. Potions. I feel like we've used up a couple potions. Blackwall, you are going to get... Yeah, let's try this rock armor potion. We'll give him that. And you're gonna drink this. And... Alright. Don't really want to do anything else. We've gained another level. I really want this stupid rift closed over here. I feel like our group's a little tankier this time. Like, if I can close this rift, that is just about everything in the hinterlands done. Come here. Yes. Okay. You up there with the ice, will you stop that? Okay. Up there. Why do I keep teleporting? What the hell? Ah, this game is so feckin' glitchy. Come on. Come on. That's a lot. That is a lot. Holy shit. Okay, what am I doing? Like, the pathfinding is so fucking bad in this game. It's like all these rocks and terrain, because you can like free roam around it, your character just gets stuck on them and doesn't know which way to go. Are we good? Nope, I'm still teleporting and can't attack. Do you want to maybe, you know, fight the enemy standing directly in front of you? Nope, every single one of my party members killed. Yeah, wonderful. Can't move, can't control my character. Fucking hate this shit. Yeah. Yeah, get off the floor. Oh, get off the floor. It's just so obnoxious to me. Like, it's the only thing I have left on this stupid map. I hate leaving one thing like this incomplete. It absolutely drives me nuts. Like, my OCD will not allow this. I have to finish this now because it's the only thing left to do here. Like, I've done 99 out of 100 tasks here. I'm not leaving just one left alone. If there's any mods that improve the pathfinding, absolutely. I was trying to find a mod that would for conversations would actually write out the full conversation instead of just the little like shorthand. Apparently that exists, I just can't find it anywhere. I have a friend that's like, oh yes, I have it installed and I'll send you the file, and they just keep forgetting to. Okay, Blackwall. Yeah, Blackwall does need help. Oh, for fuck's sake. Where's my goddamn cursor? Come on. Oh my god. Will you stop fucking missing your goddamn pathfinding and attack the fucking enemy right in front of you, you bastard. Fucking Christ. Absolute shit. This game is so fucking bad at its pathfinding. Yep, and once again, I'm just stuck here standing doing nothing. Okay, one down. Come here. You can do it, I believe in you, buddy. Just all you have to do is walk to the enemy and then stab it. That's it. Nope, now they're up on a stupid fuck-off hill. I'm never going to be able to hit them, and we're going to die again. God fucking damn it. Well, alright, cool. I guess I'll come back later. This is so fucking obnoxious. Yeah. Unfucking real. It's just the pathfinding. Like, it's the fact that they're just like, oh yes, I am standing next to this, attack this tree, and my guy just goes, okay. Wait, where do I need to stand? Oh god, how do I attack the tree? Oh, wait, maybe if I run over here. Oh, maybe if I run over here. Oh, maybe if I run over here. Oh, maybe if I run over here. And you don't have control of your character, because the AI's pathfinding overrides your input movement. So I can't even physically move my character to where he needs to be standing in order to attack. Absolute fucking garbage. Like, ugh. Alright, let's head back up here. I might, at least as of now, I would say I find this to be the worst combat in the series. Like, the actual controls in combat are absolute trash in this game.
I do not suppose you found my Senna's shrine. I know it is a long way to go.
Yeah, I did what you asked.
I cleaned Senna's shrine and placed the flowers. May her ashes be gathered by Falondine and carried safely.
After all the long years she carried me, thank you. You do a foolish old man too much kindness. Thank you, friend. May your Inquisition do as much good for the land as you have done for me.
Alright. What's this one here? Ballad of Lord Wolsey. Yeah. See what we've got up here.
Lord Wolseley came back. He says you convinced him. Here, for all your trouble.
Alright. So is that it? Now Lord Wolseley will just glitch into this wall for the rest of the game? Oh lord. Alright. What else do we got around here? Yep, that's the cave up by the farmhouse. The rift I can't close. We can see if we can get Solus back. Bring that there. Got it. Alright. We'll head here for now. I'll switch out Vivienne and Solus for now. Vivienne and Solus. Where do I go to change my party? This horn, right? Yeah. Let's get you, and where the hell is... There's Solus. Alright. You, and you. I'm assuming Solus probably has a few skill points to spend. No. Interesting. I don't recall using Solus recently, but apparently he doesn't have any skills. Alright. That's fine. Well, like, Solus hasn't been in the party for a little bit. I thought we'd gained at least a level then, but maybe not. So... we're looking for a cave up this way. Is it this cave here? Like, I'm assuming this is the house and the farm that I'm seeing, and they're saying it's a cave up in this. I don't particularly see a clean path up this mountain, but see where this takes me. Dead Ram Grove. Oh, nothing here. Like, I'm guessing it has to be this cave that I found, like, right over this way. Yeah, here we go. Alright. Off the horse. Okay. Map of Farmland Cave and a stamina amulet. Okay. I guess we'll go... I think that's everything I can do here now. Back to the world map, and... Apparently there's still 2 landmarks I haven't discovered. I'm not really sure where those would be. Like, the map seems reasonably filled in. Is there something like down here, maybe? Yeah, it must be something like down in this little bit. I don't see much else that I could have explored. That's fine. Storm Coast, Haven. We should probably go meet Iron Bull. Well, talk to your companions at your stronghold. They'll have opinions about your adventures. Okay.
Your worship, for what it's worth, welcome to the Storm Coast. I would have sent word sooner, but our efforts have been delayed.
How so?
There's a group of bandits operating in the area. They know the terrain, and our small party has had trouble going up against them. Some of our soldiers went to speak with their leader. Haven't heard back, though.
Yeah, alright, let's look into that.
I'll do what I can to find our people.
Thank you, your worship. That's a relief. The soldiers didn't have an exact location for the bandits, but they were starting their search farther down the beach. With all this fuss, we haven't been able to conduct a proper search for the wardens either. Well, good luck, and enjoy the sea air. I hear it's good for the soul.
Okay. Oh, we've got another quest here apparently already. Hello.
I've news, sir.
Yeah, what's your news?
What is it?
This may be worthwhile.
Anybody gonna comment on the fucking dragon? I feel like that might have been noteworthy. Yeah, like, that seems like it might be the most important bit of info to be, paying attention to at the moment, people. There does appear to be a full-sized dragon just kind of casually roaming about the area. Oh god, oh god, oh god, climb the hill. Alright. Where did that go? It just seemed to kind of fly off. Huh. Okay. Got more shards, apparently. Hello? Oh. I'm gonna take it that's Iron Bull down there. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, we've got one all the way out there. There's some kind of dwarven statue up on that hill. Where is the last shard? Oh, 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 oh. Up there. Okay. So there's something all the way out there. Oh, good lord. And we've got some rifts. Alright. Which maybe I hate the scraping sound. The skull doesn't move around looking for shards. It reminds me of the same like scraping sound effect that you hear when you open like chests in Skyrim. Come on. Get him. Pretty close to my hips sound like on a bad day. Yeah, I feel that. Come on. Taunt everybody. Good. Keep everybody on the floor. Tevinter's Zealot. Hold up.
Isn't that just precious?
Alright.
Chargers! Stand down! Krim! How'd we do?
5 or 6 wounded, Chief. No dead.
That's what I like to hear. Let the throat cutters finish up, then break out the casks. So, you're with the Inquisition, huh? Glad you could make it. Come on, have a seat. Drinks are coming.
Okay, you must be Iron Bull.
Iron Bull, I presume. Yeah, the horns usually give it away. I assume you remember Cremisius Aclasi, my lieutenant.
Good to see you again. Throat cutters are done, Chief.
Already? Have them check again. I don't want any of those Tevinter bastards getting away. No offense, Krem.
None taken. At least a bastard knows who his mother was. Puts him one up on you Canary, right?
So, you've seen us fight. We're expensive, but we're worth it. And I'm sure the Inquisition can afford us.
Okay, so mercenaries. Yeah, how expensive?
How much is this going to
Open the casks. Okay.
Wouldn't cost you anything personally. Unless you want to buy drinks later. Your ambassador, what's her name? Josephine. We'd go through her and get the payments set up. Gold will take care of itself. Don't worry about that. All that matters is we're worth it.
I mean, to be fair, like, Vega, you're not really expecting... Iron Bull and Vega, I mean, they're both, you know, giant slabs of meat, but they don't look particularly similar. And yeah, like, yeah, no, the voice, like, Freddie Prinze Jr. apparently has, like, one voice acting voice.
The Chargers seem like an excellent company. They are, but you're not just getting the boys. You're getting me. You need a frontline bodyguard. I'm your man. Whatever it is. Demons? Dragons? The bigger the better. And there's one other thing. Might be useful. Might piss you off. Ever hear of the Ben Hasra?
Only a little.
They're a Canary organization, right? The equivalent of their guards and City Watch. I'd go closer to spies. But yeah, that's them. Or, well, us. The Ben Hasrath are concerned about the breach. Magic out of control like that could cause trouble everywhere. I've been ordered to join the Inquisition, get close to the people in charge, and send reports on what's happening. But I also get reports from Ben Hasrath agents all over Orlais. You sign me on, I'll share them with your people.
Okay. So he's not independent, he's working for the Canary government. Interesting.
What would you send home in these reports of yours? Enough to keep my superiors happy. Nothing that'll compromise your operations. The Qunari want to know if they need to launch an invasion to stop the whole damn world from falling apart. You let me send word of what you're doing, it'll put some minds at ease. That's good for everyone.
Okay, yeah, what can you tell us?
What's in these Ben Hasrath reports you're offering to share?
Enemy movements, suspicious activity, intriguing gossip. It's a bit of everything. Alone they're not much, but if your spy master is worth a damn, she'll put him to good use.
She?
I did a little research. Plus, I've always had a weakness for redheads.
Okay. Yeah, let's hire him.
All right, you're in.
Excellent. Prem, tell the men to finish drinking on the road. The Chargers just got hired.
What about the casks, Chief? We just opened them up with axes.
Find some way to seal them. You're Tevinter, right? Try blood magic. We'll meet you back at Haven.
Ah, I see what you mean by open the casks. Okay. Let's... Okay, hold up. Blackwall, I think you're out for a minute. I'm keeping Varric with me, I'm sorry. Varric's the best. He stays. We'll bring Solus along too. 2 successor in Leeds operation available. Alright. What have we got down here? Man, they packed up camp quick. Probably need to take a look at Iron Bull. Okay. I feel like maybe I want to go weapon and shield with him. Maybe I should have gone... It's a little silly. Like, maybe I should have gone two-handed weapon with one lovely weirdo you'll see in a bit. Okay. Like, because I went two-handed weapon with, what's his name? Screw it. Whatever. We'll have two-handed weapon people. It's fine. Go Whirlwind, clear a path, and all the way down to Earth-Shattering Strike. Screw it. Let's just get this whole tree unlocked, and then we can get the upgrades in a bit. We're going to go super heavy in on that. See how we can do with that. Respec at base. True. True. We'll try this out. We'll just try going full in on two-handed with him. I mean, he definitely seems like, you know, he's a big brutish sort. Give him a big two-handed weapon, tell him to go in swinging. He'd probably enjoy that. Iron Bull, what have you got for me? Dwarven Rock Crusher. I lose a little... On kill, target explodes for 75% weapon damage. I mean, that is pretty good. What is this? Oh, I see. This hits multiple enemies at a swing, whereas this only hits a single enemy per swing, right? Give him this. Let's try that out for a little bit. Armor, he could definitely use some better armor. I've got to have something better than that, right? Apparently I don't. Alright. Accessories. Moderate boost to attack speed. Why not? Stamina amulet, sure. There you go, buddy. Explodes. Imagine if forcing you to make a foe literally explode when you hit them, yeah.
How do you manage that while staring up at everyone's ass the whole time?
In a world of tall people, you find ways to keep them from tripping over you.
You ever get the asses mixed up?
If I do, Tiny, you'll be the first to know.
Oh good, I'm glad they're getting along. As long as we're here, let's take a little poke around, see what we can find. Oh good, a cave full of spiders. Wonderful. It's everything I ever wanted. Take Bull and Dorian, they start flirting and it gets really steamy. It's cute. Yeah, I heard that if you don't date either of them, they end up dating each other. Dear God, I can't see anything. Oh, I've already lost the way out of here. Deep Stalker? Which reminds me a bit of like how the Garrus Tully thing works in Mass Effect. Okay, hold up. Is this one of those torches that I can like carry around with me? By chance? No? Okay. It is very dark in here. Ah, here we go. Light this. Then light this. Well, I guess we're not carrying that one around either. Alright. Ferelden Medallion of Service. What is that about? Good. Okay. Serpent Stone. We need one more of that, and I guess we're done with our requisition. And nothing else in here for now. Alright. Well, that wasn't actually too bad. That was a pretty small little cave. I'm gonna guess that I can't just, like, swim out to sea here. I guessed correctly. Webs remind me I saw trees today completely covered in webs and larvae. I didn't like bugs, but I wanted to set those poor trees on fire. Yeah. Fair. Disciple Fire Staff. Okay.
We've been searching the region for resources. Commander's orders. No small task given recent troubles, but I've some supplies here. We've had some success around here.
Are they just giving me resources in chests on the beach? Okay, sure. The sea does look really amazing. Like, the water in this game looks absolutely great. It doesn't look like Jello. A lot of games water ends up just looking like it's made out of Jello. And this actually looks like water. Like, this looks like an ocean. Making me miss playing Black Flag. Alright, what have we got down here? There's a shard somewhere down here. There it is. Okay. Random book. Is that my shard there? Yeah, let's get it. "13 shards down here somewhere, apparently. Alright, what have we got here? This is cleaning house. This is the bandits. Alright, let's go do what we can with that. I'm guessing they're up in that little set of buildings there. Up you go. Huh. I'm not sure if this is the way I'm supposed to be going up there, but it seems to be working for now, so I guess we'll continue it. Not entirely sure how you're supposed to get up here, to be honest with you. I don't see a path. Oh god. Up you go. Come on, Stubby. You got it.
Those must be the bandits Harding mentioned.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, they must be. Oh, is it this? Is that the path over there? Oh, God, it's more bears. Alright. Hold up. Come on. Oh, good Lord. Like I said, the pathfinding in this game, not good. And, like, look at my characters occasionally, like, turns around and faces the other way for no reason. Yeah, like that. And that. So strange. Out of curiosity, do you guys both play with controller? Because I'm playing with keyboard and mouse, and I'm actually starting to wonder if that's the issue. Because every time you launch the game, it brings up an error message and warns you that there's no controller detected, and it's reverting to keyboard and mouse controls, and I'm starting to wonder if this game is just, like, really not designed to be played with a keyboard and mouse. Really? Huh. I was like, maybe that's what it was, just because it constantly tells me, like, oh, hey, you should have a controller plugged in. Maybe it just didn't like it, but no, I guess not. Alright. Keyboard and trackball. Alright. Okay, Iron Bolt. Pull it together, man. You got this. Maybe we need to give him some of the taunts just so that he can get some armor rating up. Might be worth looking into. Alright, archery, fair, subterfuge, what have you got down here? Threat reduction, yeah, give me more of that. Evade, leap away from attacks, ambush, mercy kill, shadow strike. Alright, we'll start going down this tree here. Full, drink a potion. Next time you gain a level, we'll give you some, like, taunts or something just to give you a little bit of threat reduction. Or, actually, it's threat increase, but guard. The thing that sucks is that all of the ones I've seen that grant guard also taunt enemies to attack you. So it's going to potentially increase the amount of damage he's taking. We'll see. We'll see how he does. Like, it'll increase the amount of damage he's taking, but it'll also increase how much damage he can tank. Like, they have 2 mages. Really? Oh, hello. Climb this. Collect the shard. Oh, no, don't you dare. Okay. I was like, I suppose I could go for that route. We could try doing like Vivian and Solus.
These must be the missing soldiers.
Murdered. Shit.
We should
Slice
see that
of
their families are
lightning.
notified.
Bandit notes. Our place disagree. They're attempting to seal themselves up along the shore, and we have orders. We are the sword, not the hand that wields it. You taught me that. For worthy. Come with the Mercy's crest. The blades of Assyrian will listen. You will only get yourself cast out, or worse. Look at
Looks like
map.
the bandits are camped further along the beach.
Requisition. Alright. Find the bandits and deal with them. Yeah, we'll see what we can do farther down here. Clearing house, yeah. Oh god. Come with the crest. Alright. Also, is the stream occasionally just like flickering out for a second for you guys? On the preview I've got on my other screen here. It occasionally just like flicks out for a second. To be fair, I don't know what crest they're talking about. Yeah, I was like, it might just be the preview. Might just be the preview acting up, which highly possible. Just wanted to make sure. Oh, good lord. Whee! I'm gonna guess... Is this the rest of the bandits down here? Come on. Down we go. Alright. Come here. Alright. Taken care of. Seem to be good. Hi, everybody. Who's attacking Iron Bull? Oh, is it the dog? I think it's the dog. Yeah. He can deal with one dog. I'm sure he's fine. If he can't deal with one dog, I don't know what we've got him along for. Is he doing anything? I can't tell if he's actually dealing damage to that dog or not. If he's not, that's really surprising. Considering that, like, he's got the entirety of the two-handed weapon talent tree finished. Yeah, he's really not doing much to this thing. Alright. I guess we'll try barging through there. I
Is
mean,
it true that the entire dwarven economy relies upon lyrium?
Mostly. We've got the Nug market cornered as well.
And the dwarves of Orzammar have never studied lyrium?
Well, if they have, they certainly haven't shared anything up here. Why?
It is the source of all magic, save that which mages bring themselves. Dwarves alone have the ability to mine it safely. I wondered if they had sought to learn more.
The folks back in Orzammar don't care much about anything but tradition.
sure, yeah. I'm just kind of going with what the quests seem to say. If I miss something, like, I'm not going to worry too much about it. But yeah, go ahead. To craft the crest, you can challenge the leader and take over the bandits. Interesting. I don't know how I would have possibly inferred that I was going to gain the ability to craft a crest that would let me take over these bandits. Card per enemy. I guess go with this. Yeah, I mean, I know that's what the note was about, but the note wasn't addressed to me and didn't mention anything about gaining the ability. I don't know. I just assumed that was flavor dialogue between the bandits, not something that was going to be terribly relevant to me. Let's see what we can do here. Solus, you're going down ice. Raise the wall to keep enemies at bay. Yeah, we'll start down that. Penetrate Dunwald's butler, the air of a man who never risen before dawn in his life. He stared down his nose at Don and Brandon coming his partner as if there's... Oh, this is Hard in Hightown. Got it. This is, the novels that are being penned under Varric's name. Okay. Anything else around here? No. I guess we'll head... Let's just head around this way, I suppose. Try and see if we can get down to these other camps at least. Get those filled in. Would be useful to have them on the map at least, so we can travel around if we need to. It looks like they're probably like towards the coast and then down and along. Oh hell. Is that a giant fighting a dragon? Huh. I don't suppose either of them is gonna, like, kill each other eventually. Okay. I feel like I don't want to get too much closer to that. Like, I feel like I'm quite happy to let the two of these guys maybe duke it out a little bit.
Okay, that's badass.
Let's try not to get eaten, shall we?
I agree. Yeah, this... Vinsomer. Okay, the Giant's losing. Giant's definitely losing. Okay, we're gonna not not get involved in that. And keep our distance. Admittedly, they're only level 9. Tell you what, we'll go and we'll find one of these other camps are kind of far away too. Alright, hold up. Fuck it. Can I save here? No, I can't save. Why can't I save? Probably because there's enemies too close by. Alright, fine. How about now? Can I save here? I'm not under attack. We're fine. Save here. Iron Bolt, drink another potion. Let's go see. What's... Hello? Keep this moving. Okay. Named Dragon. I'm gonna guess that it's not just gonna be like my friend if I kill the giant. Alright, Iron Bull is instantly dead. All of my guard is taken out in a single hit. I'm dead. Okay, that did 600 damage. Okay. But we did kill him. And the dragon flew off. Alright. I mean, like... we kinda won. I'll take not getting eaten by the dragon as a win. I see a rift up here. How high level is this gonna be? Hold up. No. I wanna know. Oh, level 7? Easy. Alright, we got this. Let's get these guys down. Yeah. Alright, Lesser Terror's down. Perfect. And then we'll just set myself up right here. So I can taunt all this stuff when it spawns in. Everybody's in. Taunt. Get that on me. Alright. Like, hopefully keep the enemies focused on me so that everybody else can stay safe. Alright. All the big guys are down. Deal with the 2 little guys. Perfect. And close the rift. Alright. Done. What else do we got down here? Ooh, there's a cave of some kind here. It does seem... or a landmark up there. Huh. Alright, I don't think I'm jumping up that, so we'll go around the other way. It's odd having this game be so much more like open world Where you're just kind of like wandering around doing little, side nonsense. Like, the other two Dragon Age games and all the Mass Effect, franchise has always been much more, like, structured than this. Okay. Up this way. Oh, come on. Come on. Up you go. Alright. Discovered Apostate's Landing. There's apparently something down here. I can claim this cliff. Traces of ancient dwarven architecture. Are we seeing ancient dwarven architecture? Because I'm not seeing any ancient dwarven architecture. Not seeing much of anything, to be fair. Ah! Seeing giant spiders. And some deep stalkers. And one very sickly Canary by the looks of his health. What do we got? Okay, deep stalkers dealt with, giant spider dealt with. Light the torch. Come on. Up you go. Grab all this nonsense. Oh, there's another mod. If there happens to be a mod that adds, like, area loot, where when I loot one object, it automatically loots everything else nearby, that would be great, too. This game definitely feels like it could use that. Something most, like, MMOs have, and this game plays significantly closer to an MMO than most of the other Dragon Age games. Okay. Loot this Ferelden's scout hat. And this. Okay, we found another entrance to this cave, which appears to put me, okay, down south here by a camp. Good. Maybe we rest at the camp in just a second here. Iron Bowl's getting a little banged up. It'll be good for now, though. We'll see if we can... Oh, is this the end of the cave? Are we done? Oh, perfect. In that case, that seagull was just sitting on midair. Wonderful. I guess we'll just head down here. Discovered small grove. Yeah, our camp should be like, yeah, right here. Perfect. And another one of those skulls. Let's see what this has for me. Still haven't found... There was that giant island off the coast where there was the, Where is that? Yeah, it was up here. I don't know how the heck I'm supposed to get out to that. We'll go take a look. Maybe from this side I'll be able to see. 4 shards to spot. Alright, one on the cliffs up there, one on the shore down there. One, like, apparently I just walked past one in that clearing. And one up there. Alright. Go grab this shard, and then we're going to run up and see if I can figure out a way to get to that island. Maybe this will give me a better view. It claims there's a shard, like, right here somewhere. Ah, there it is.
How many keys does this stupid temple have, anyway?
What?
Ah, these are the types of fights I love.
Really?
Every day back in Saharan, I waited for a dagger in the back. Is that civilian secretly working for the Vince? Or is she just scared because she's caught between us and them? Here, the bad guys practically have signs. It's so much easier.
Well, it is simpler, I'll give you that.
No, I don't have a way over there to see if I can find a way to that island easier. Alright. Fair enough. Alright, let's... Oh, requisition officer. I think I can turn in something, right? Hello?
Nothing to report, sir.
Okay, maybe I turn it in at the table? Back requisitions? Mercy's Crest, yes. Oh. What do you know? That's a little frustrating that I found that now. That's fine. Okay, we've got Serpent Stone. Another shard. I'm not going to worry too much about the jumping puzzle to get out to that chest, I don't think. Wardens of the Coast. Yeah, I thought we had somebody mention that there were supposed to be some Grey Wardens in the area that went missing. So what's this about? Where are these signs of Grey Wardens? Like through here?
There must be something here.
Yeah. Not here, we've searched thoroughly, and we will now move on. How many days have I wasted here, with whispers lurking at the back of my mind on this mad assignment? I pray we have more luck as we head south. After speaking with the other wardens, I told the fishermen about the darkspawn we sense beneath the earth. They may not burst forth from the ground today or tomorrow, but I fear it will not be long, and we will not be here when they finally surface. The fishermen were grieved at the news, but they decided to make for West Hill, which is safe for now. As for the fisherman who was interested in joining, I convinced him now was not the time. Others might have told him otherwise, but he's too young to make such a sacrifice, simply because he does not wish to throw nets into the water all his life. We shared one last night by the campfire, and he went on his way with a smile, humming the song of Andril as he left. Okay.
The wardens were here at some point.
This camp was abandoned some time ago.
Is that all? Okay, no, yeah, there's more. Oh, God. Man, yeah, navigating these mountains is certainly going to be something. How am I supposed to get over to there? If I go around this and like over the top, does that get me anywhere? Not really. Oh, wait, maybe. We can go this way. Climb this. 'Cause it looks like there's another camp just to the west here. So let's try hopping our way up over here. I think Blackwall has comments if you're looking for warden stuff. Fair. I mean, I wasn't so much actively looking, I just kind of found some. Excuse me. Alright. Elf roots. This ought to give me a good view of that island. There was an island with a giant statue on it. Yeah. There's a little path over there. Got it. So this area right here has got a little connection. And we'll see if we can, if we stay up on the tops of the mountains here, maybe we can get over to where that camp is. I also see some kind of a building here. What do we have? Okay, more rams. I don't want to fight them if I don't have to. I've bought plenty of rams. What do we have here? Oh, we don't need to fight the... Oh, for the love of God. Alright, we'll fight the bear. I was gonna ignore the bear, but if we really want to fight it, I suppose we can. Alright. What is this building?
Let's not linger here too long.
Solus doesn't like it. Okay. Why does Solus not like it? Parvalan, the occupied north, 33rd of the Steel Age. First Canary ships were sighted off the coast of Parvalan in the far north, marking the beginning of a new age of warfare. History calls the First Canary War, but this was a one-sided bloodbath with the Canary advancing far into the mainland. Canary warriors in glittering steel armor carved through armies with ease, their cannons, the likes of which our ancestors had never seen, reduced city walls to rubble in a matter of seconds. Stories of Canary occupation vary greatly. It's said they dismantled families and sent captives to learning camps for indoctrination into their religion. Those who refused to cooperate disappeared in mines or construction camps. Every tale of suffering, however, there is another of enlightenment, deriving from something called the Qun. In this, either a philosophical code or a written text that governs all aspects of Canary life, perhaps both. One converted Saharan reported pity that those who refused to place a Qun. Consequences led to a sort of self-discovery. Okay, it's just a history of the Canary people. Doesn't explain why Solus doesn't want to linger here. Or why that door is locked. Can I unlock it with you? No, that's like locked. Okay. Curious. We'll stick up to the tops of this mountain here for now, so I can head west toward that Grey Warden camp. If we stay up top, it should be easy enough to avoid, like, having to climb the mountain back up here, right? World of Bearcraft. God, there's so many of them. Okay. Up along the top here. Yeah, this looks about right. Look for signs of, aha! A camp. Okay, part of the Chant of Light. But apparently that's not the camp we're looking for. Alright. Let's try up here then. I see another bear. Are we good? I grow more convinced that if he was ever here, he's now long gone. Still, it would not do for us to miss him through laziness, and he was one of our most skilled warriors. If anyone could hide himself here, it would be he. One of the fishermen shows promise with a spear and has shoulders like an ox from throwing nets all day. He asked about joining the Grey Wardens. Under another circumstance, I'd be honored to take a worthy and willing volunteer. Now my other orders did not say whether I should seek new recruits, even with our circumstances, or because of them, I suppose. Not hurt his cause, he was easier to look at, and clearly wished to know more about the Dalish. Darkspawn are louder than I thought at first. The constant whispers at the back of my mind makes it difficult to sense them as easily as I usually do. They're near the surface. Perhaps bandits are not the worst these people have to face. Okay, this camp sounds like it's older than the last one we found. What's this? Shards, wardens. Okay. I guess continue south then. See if we can figure out what's going on with these wardens. If we get to another camp, we're probably not going to get to another camp before I find all the rest of these, am I? Tell you what, let's travel here. I'll switch out, Iron Bowl real quick for Blackwall. It would make sense to have Blackwall. If we're going to be actively searching for these, Grey Warden camps. I feel like he deserves to be here. Warhorn, yes, leave them panicked. Okay. Some more hovering seagulls. The seagulls of the Storm Coast have learned to land mid-air. Oh, and fly directly through mountains. Wow, that is... These are some amazingly talented seagulls here. Is this one going to fly through the mountain? Yes, he is. Alright. Oh, Black Lotus. I can sell that on an auction for like $10,000. Nothing would stop them. Yeah. You think they're a nuisance now. Just wait. Hello. Oh. That doesn't actually lead anywhere. Alright, climb this. I think we can make our way up here. Yes. No, we're good. We can make it up this. Keep going. Little farther. And still no trace of him, though I feel the darkspawn on the ground below. Could he be lurking close to them, perhaps preparing to die with honor? I doubt it, but it's the only lead we have so far. I confess this seems a fool's errand at times, given how much is in stake. We saw bandits harassing the fishermen, and we intervened. Fishermen thanked us, though I fear the bandits will return again in greater numbers, and we will not always be here to help. Nevertheless, as long as we are here, the fishermen are safe. The dreams continue as they do every night. They make it hard for us to sleep, but we must persist. Hopefully the others will have found a solution by the time we return. In the meantime, I sing the song of Andril to myself to clear my mind as best I can.
Wardens.
Inventory's full. Ah, crap. Grey whiskey, perhaps local to a handful of Grey Warden companies. These spirits like the customer legend-born of utility, allowed to seize goods to aid their cause. Wardens combine half-full bottles to save space when traveling. Never fully emptied or as with the kettle cleaned. Each eventually takes on a base flavor as unique as the Warden carrying it. What do we care? Nothing burns like the first cup. Could be fact, could be tribute. It does seem as though the bottles range farther than the namesake Warden could. Riordan. Alright. So, what are we, quote-unquote, engaged in combat with? Didn't Hitchcock do a film about that? Those birds couldn't phase through walls. Yeah. I also don't think they were seagulls, from what I remember. Okay. I guess we'll head over here for now.
Have you ever seen a moldy dwarf? You're about to.
See what we can get. Grey Warden's journal. We searched the area but found no sign. If he was here, it was some time ago. Fishermen in this area are friendly. Unlike some, they remember how the Grey Wardens fought to save Ferelden in the last Blight. Though they had little, they shared some of their catch to give us a better supper than we'd tasted in weeks. They even deferred to me once they saw I commanded the other Wardens, and there are few even in Ferelden who would watch an elf command men without pause. They're friendly folk. After all, this land has suffered in the past years. I hope they find some peace.
The Wardens must have moved on. They're searching for someone.
On Warden business, maybe? Secret missions or whatever it is they get up to when there's no Blight.
Whoever the Wardens are seeking, he's led them away from here.
Okay. Well, no info. So I don't really have a lead, but I know that the Wardens are seeking someone. Any bird species decided to evolve impossible ability just to fuck us over, it would be seagulls. Yeah, I agree. They are absolute pests. I live like 2 blocks from one of the Great Lakes, and like, man, they're everywhere. Like, they are coming out of the walls. We probably deserve them. This is nature's revenge. Driftwood margin, alright. Site of our camp should be near here. Good.
Decent place to camp.
Yes. I don't suppose there's a shop at these camps, is there?
Nothing to report, sir.
No? I could do with a shop. Dang. There's some historical buildings nearby, and even though people have tried to stop it, pigeons always manage to get inside. They live in the buildings. I can't imagine anyone can go inside without a hazmat suit at this point. Oh, pigeons are bad too. Yeah, just the other day, someone told me that pigeons and doves are from like the same family of bird. They're basically just the same bird but different colored. I'd never like thought about that, but as soon as I like looked at them, it made sense. Oh God. The audio bars on my stream readout are lagging out really badly. I hope the audio is coming through fine. Domesticated them and decided they're not cool and just threw them out. Done pretty well for themselves today. Hoping it's just the visual output lagging. One sec. Can I go over to... We'll just disable the preview and see how that works. Is that fine? No, I don't want that. Okay, never mind. Okay, we're good. It's just, yeah, lagging, I think, because this game is using a bit more processing power than most of the games I'm streaming. We're fine. Hello, who are you? Oh, hello, come here. Oh, God. No, I don't want to attack the ram. It's fine. Yeah. Claim the logging stand. Come on, you can do it. Put your sword away. Let's do it. Claim the logging stand. Why do you think we're in combat? There are no enemies on the radar. Are you good? I can't interact with anything because it thinks I'm in combat. What are we doing, game? Are you good? Okay. You're done fighting the weather, apparently. We've got more shards that way. Gather the elf roots. More elf roots. More elf roots. Oh. More hover seagulls. Oh. Hello. Well, this looks mighty important. What have we here? Oh, you know, you'd think it would be important, but apparently it's not. We're not interested in this at all, as it turns out. Not even for like a codex entry. Just we found the ruins of an ancient dwarven civilization, but that doesn't even, you know, like make the liner notes. Alright. I guess we're done here for now? I think I could go try and dig around a little more, but I don't really see a point. No, I don't really have anything else I need to do there. I guess stop back to Haven real quick, and we can see if we can sell some of the junk. Just so I can clear out my inventory a bit, seeing as I was apparently full up. And it might be worth checking in with all the companions. We haven't really talked to people in a while. What have we got going on here?
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
Okay, yeah, I like to stand out.
At least I got everyone's attention.
That you did. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
Okay, yeah, so you trust in the Inquisition?
You left the Templars for this. You believe the Inquisition can work?
I do. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
Yeah, you've thought this through.
You've given this a lot of thought.
I know what happens when order is lost, and action comes too late. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
Alright, let's check in with everybody real quick here. Anything else?
Was there something you needed?
Templar Life, tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself. Let's hear your story.
I get to know you better.
We see him in both games, but we don't know much about him.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
Hello? Why did this just pop up? My esteemed Lady Sidonia, I'd like to take full responsibility for Lady Marchalette's odd behavior of late. You see, we recently began to study of history. I thought it would do the young mistress some good to be exposed to... What?
I grew up in Ferelden.
Why did that just pop
I was
up?
transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
Let's see what else we got. Yeah, tell me about the Blight.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
Yeah, let's hear your take on what happened in the Circle.
What happened at the Circle?
Because you wanted to kill everyone.
You who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time.
Oh, I remember him from one. He and I did not get along in one. Or 2, for that matter. I did not get along with him in either game.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return. Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
Alright, tell me about Kirkwall.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city.
Let's get you started. A female mage you can flirt with when he runs away embarrassed, because it's quite frowned upon. Templars dating mages in circles, I mean.
An apostate blew up the chantry,
That's funny.
and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
Yeah, tell me about the rebellion. Let's hear your take on that.
What happened between Kirkwall's mages and Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, how did it end?
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order, but Red Lyrium had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion, turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her.
No, you didn't!
I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
That is a blatant lie. No, you didn't. You stood with Meredith the whole way through. Until I killed her, and then you didn't attack me and let me leave the city, but you were absolutely on her side until the very end.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence. Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
Uh-huh.
I'll let you return to your work.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
Alright, Cassandra, what's going on?
Ugh.
You need stronger dummies, sure.
I think you need practice dummies made of sturdier stuff.
That would be nice.
Like maybe iron.
Did I do the right thing?
What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
Wait, joins in the final battle, like, during the final boss fight? Yeah. I mean, if anyone didn't at that point, they're literally insane. Like... Yeah, what do you believe, Cassandra?
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
Yeah, so you don't think I'm chosen?
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
Okay, yeah, no, you had to do it. I think there wasn't really much other choice.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
No, yeah, you had a cause. It's fine. I can forgive that.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. You've said you don't believe you're chosen. Does that mean you also don't believe in the Maker?
Yeah, I'm a dwarf.
You're asking a dwarf?
You're a surface dwarf. I've known some, like Varric, who... I suppose it doesn't matter now. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
Okay. Anything else?
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
Yeah, let's tell her, apparently. I want to hear the honest answer.
Ostwick, primarily, though my business took me around the free marches.
Ah, the Carter. Odd that organized crime could be a dwarven pastime, but there it is. Tell me, do you consider the Free Marches your home? Are you eager to go back?
Eventually, maybe, yeah.
I might, once this is done.
It will not be the same once you do.
What else we got? Yeah, tell me about yourself.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
I mean, just being friendly, yeah, we're gonna be working together.
No motivation beyond making things between us less...
Antagonistic?
Exactly.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentegast, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lord.
Navarran royalty. I mean, 78th in line doesn't necessarily sound like royalty, but sure. Andra Allegra Portia Caligera Philomena Pentagast. Oh, good lord.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentagasts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentagasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
Is that why you left? Yeah.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentagasts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
What happened to your brother? Yeah.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
Fair enough. So yeah, you worked for the Divine.
So you were the right hand to the Divine.
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
Okay, yeah, give me more info on this.
What does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinia knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
Alright. Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, how'd you become right hand?
So what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that? It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
Yeah, so what happened?
You're stalling.
To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral. But I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
Yeah, what became of the mages?
What happened to the mages that helped you?
They went back to their circles, with rewards and privileges and Most Holy's gratitude. Many of them died at the conclave.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, still a hero.
I think you're a hero, no matter how you downplay it.
Fine. But it was 20 years ago. I will not rest upon my laurels.
I guess that's all for now.
I'll let you get back to work.
I mean, like, yeah, like, whether or not she, like, single-handedly defeated an army of dragons, she did still, you know... Oh, wait, Iron Bull's over here? Hello.
They've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you're a spy. Of course you know he's putting... Of course you know he's a Templar.
I'm impressed by what Cullen has accomplished with the troops.
Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team, but he's got their loyalty. Now he just needs them to make a decent shield wall, and they'll be good to go. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line.
There's a movie?
At the top. You've got no leader, no Inquisitor.
No Inquisitor. Yeah, we've got Cassandra. I thought she was kind of running the show.
The driving force of this Inquisition. She's the leader in all but name.
Cassandra's a seeker. From what I gather, that's a bit like a Ben Hasrath. She's a good hunter and a great fighter, but she doesn't see the big picture. Too busy searching for answers. My people don't pick leaders from the strongest, or the smartest, or even the most talented. We pick the ones willing to make the hard decisions, and live with the consequences. Who knows? Maybe you sealed the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
You think?
It could happen. It won't, but it could.
Alright, anything else?
Can I help you?
Yeah, tell me about the Qunari.
I'd like to know more about the Qunari.
You writing a book?
They sound interesting, yeah.
What I've heard about them sounds fascinating.
What you've heard was mostly horse shit. All right. What do you want to know?
Yeah, how do they govern?
How do the Qunari rule themselves?
It's pretty simple. We've got the matriarchy, the priesthood, and the military. The priesthood figures out how Qunari should live in theory. The matriarchy makes it work in practice. And the military keeps the Qunari safe from outside threats.
Yeah, I'm assuming dissent's not really much of an issue.
Work like that? Is there much infighting?
Not like you're thinking of. People disagree, yeah, but the priests are there to solve disagreements. Here in Olay, politicking comes from people putting their own gain ahead of the gains of society. If you do that among the Qunari, the Ben Hasrath set you straight, or kill you.
Fair enough. Alright. Yeah, what's day-to-day life growing up? We'll get back into that later, actually. I don't really need to do a full Qunari history lesson right now. Also...
Have you seen the horses Master Dennett sent the Inquisition?
Buy and sell. Can I sell some nonsense? Because good lord, do I have a lot of it. Let's... You know, just get rid of all this crap. We'll check through this stuff in a minute. Weapons, I don't really need any of this. I'll hang on to Bull's Edge, I guess. Well, not really. I don't really need any of that. The shield isn't as good as what I'm using right now. Yeah, just get rid of all this junk. Alright, there we go.
Well.
Wait, did I just buy a horse?
Oh, you noble boys never
I wasn't
change.
intending to buy a horse, but... Horses. Choose up... What the hell? Wait. How many mounts are in this game? Oh my god. Reldon Forder. Aslan Strider. Oh my lord. Apparently. I guess we'll change up our horse. What's this quest over here?
Do you think you can have it done by midweek?
Blackwall, what do you got for me?
Make her look at it. So much easier to ignore when it's far away. And to actually walk out of it. To be that close.
Yeah, I just got lucky.
If I hadn't been saved by Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard. I have to admit, I thought you'd be...
human.
Yes.
Yeah, at least you're honest about it.
At least you're up front. It's better than I thought you'd be taller.
It was a foolish thought. Should have known better than to say anything. It's what you do and how you do it that's important. Just one question then. How do you think you fit in with all this?
Yeah, I just want peace.
I just want to help stop the war. Try to put things back in order.
A worthy goal, one I'm happy to support. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers.
Alright. What? There's a quest here somewhere. Is it?
I've heard rumors of abandoned warden camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look. See if there's anything we can salvage.
Okay, sure. Tell me about the wardens.
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
Ah, the wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
What's happened in the last 10 years? I know what the wardens do, but...
You haven't had contact with other wardens for a while. Why were you on your own?
It's what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one man. Besides, I've always been a loner. Works best for everyone that way.
Alright, anything else?
So, you have no idea where the rest of the wardens are?
Do you find that odd? The Blight is over. We don't need an organized force. And orders don't change much from day to day. For the last 1,000 years or so, it's been just find Darkspawn, kill them, repeat as necessary.
Alright, I guess nothing else for now.
Let's continue this at another time.
Memories of the Grey. What the hell was that? Mallowmire artifacts found. Storm Coast artifacts found. Oh my lord. Western Approach, Hinterlands, Empress de Leon. Alright. Apparently we've got a whole pile of Warden artifacts to look for. Wait, a few tricks to get more out of them. Hello?
Feels good to be back at work, Inquisition. And lucky you have me. In lesser hands, you'd be in trouble. Haven can't support the mounts you need, but I can.
How are your charges? Well supplied?
Haven is groaning under the weight. It wasn't built for this, but we'll make it serve.
Farewell.
Make a be.
Wait. Somebody said they were going to teach me how to get the most out of my mounts. Is there like an upgrade system for these things?
That'll do fine.
No? Alright. That's fine. Yeah, I guess we'll take a look. I should take a look at the war table and the perks tree anyway, see if I've got anything new. If I can get that deft hands one, that would be real helpful. I'm not sure if I've gotten enough, I've unlocked the next rank yet.
Mercenary band that joined the Inquisition. The Bulls Chargers? They've got a healer of their own.
I might call it a part here for now, too.
The knave wishes to verify that the infections have...
I feel like making the next big thing to do is to make the decision between either the mages or the Templar, and that would be a good thing to do on its own. Let's check this here real quick. Choose a successor.
My scouts still comb the hills for clues about the explosion.
Let's see, we'll go to
I'll
one of
take
three
what I
members
can
of the Duke's
find.
family, all of whom have possible claims. Okay. Politics goes to Josephine. Wait. Can I do this again? Why am I able to do this again? Influence. Acquaintance appears here in Orlais. He's in safe hands. Good. Utilize the Grey Warden treaties. Each soldier's weapons arm. Beginning, I can make a difference. I have Grey Warden treaties. Alright. Cool. We got some support that way. Very good. Anything else going on around here? No. Check Inquisition perks. No, I don't have any of those yet. So yeah, I think we'll call it a part here for now, and then next week we can dive into for research?
Yes. Good.
Oh.
Please tell me if you find something.
Nightmare Claws and Shadow Essence. Good deal. Yeah, we will, I think, start out by going around and finishing talking to everybody. Just to do something slow to start the stream off. I usually like to start off with something a little slower than just jumping straight into a story. So we can go around and finish up, catching up with the rest of the companions. And then we will jump into picking between the mages and the Templars and getting started on that. That seems like a reasonable way to go about this. And while we're here, anything I can do to upgrade my potions? I would need more Prophet's Laurel and Embrium. Alright. Generation Potion. There. Still need more Prophet's Laurel. Alright. Lyrium Potion. Need Deathroot and Rashvine. Okay. Onyx. Rock Armor. Okay, we could do more elf roots for that. Jar of Bees. I need Blood Lotus and a Dragon Thorn. Witherstock. Dawn Lotus, Dragon Thorn, Ghoul's Beard. Alright, don't have any of that. I have the Crystal of Grace. The Blood Lotus and Elf Fruit we could use more of. Fair enough. Alright, we'll keep an eye open for them.
I have to use different herbs than usual in these poultices. It's the best we've got.
Yeah, next time we'll come back, start checking in with everybody, figure out what we want to do with deciding between the the mages and the Templar, and then press on with a bit more story. Yeah, thank you for joining. Next one should be next Monday. Ugh. Pardon me. And I'll be taking tonight off of Old Republic and be back Wednesday and Thursday night with some more Knights of the Old Republic 2. Again, follow on Twitter if you want to be able to keep track of what the schedule is going to be. Thank you for joining, and I will see you all next week.